So let's talk about the back step. And before we actually talk about the back step, I'm going to break it down in stages. So from the shift of the weight, what happens before we even get into the step. So we have that sit and drop. Okay, so we have that sit and drop. That is only hip. At this stage, we're not ready to step yet. So there's a difference between hip grounding and knee grounding. Okay, so the hip, let's say if I'm here, hip, and then the standing knee needs to inform the free leg. Okay, and then it informs back onto the collection. If it was just a projection and not a step, so we would go from the projection into the collection. Now, a few things to have in mind here. First of all, the pelvis is allowed to and should tilt a little bit this way for your projection. In other words, you should not project like that. Yeah, you want to go through your hip, go through your standing leg, inform the free leg, and there's a little bit of a tilt here. Now, if we recover that, we need to neutralize the pelvis. The standing leg brings the free leg, informs the movement, and everything is together, returning together. Let's try with both legs. So hip grounding, knee grounding, and projection with a little bit of a tilt. Yes? Okay, if we come back, we neutralize the pelvis and we come back onto 2 feet together. So have a few tries of both legs. Standing hip, standing knee, inform the free leg, and then don't bring the free leg isolated. Standing leg informs the free leg. Yes? Good. So this is not the step yet. This is a preparation stage. So if we continue from the preparation stage into the step, we have the sit and drop, standing knee informs the free leg. Extend the back of the knee, maximize your lines, don't work at 60-80%, maximize your lines and straighten the back of the knee. Okay? Now what happens from here, if we go into the step and the step is not bigger than this, we're going to roll the toes onto the metatarsal and arrive at the center. You still have a little bit of tilt. Okay, you're not resolved completely, which is fine. The back of the knee is straight and the heel is off the floor. Now we're going to continue travel from the front into the back and using the momentum of the heel down to arrive with your axis to the back and drive the front leg. So I really want to see that drag in a very controlled manner. So you can do it as slowly as you like. It's a really good exercise. Let's try one more time together. So sit and drop. Knee informs the free leg. Articulate the toes. Heel is still off the floor. And now we're going to push to the back, lower the heel and drag the front leg. One more time, a little bit faster. Sit and drop and project and transfer and drag. Let's try with the other leg if you haven't yet, yeah? So sit and drop, project, same thing, back of the knee straight, all of the things we spoke about for the other side. Rolling the toes 2 knees are straight at this point. Heel down, drag, take the axis to the back of the heel. One more time, same leg. Sit and drop and project and transfer and drag. Okay, one last time for now. Sit and drop and project and transfer and drag. It's such an amazing feeling when we can control the transfer of the weight like that, and we are so solid and independent with our balance. Is one of the best feelings you're going to have once you're going to be able to do this in your walk. It doesn't matter how slow your partner is going to walk, you're going to feel rock solid on that standing leg. Okay? Is this making sense so far? Yes? Thumbs up if yes. Or you can ask a question if you need.
Question very quick. I just like one more time about the stages. So let's say we do drop, first we drop the hip of the standing, of the free leg. And then we have to little bit still to kind of like bend the knee, the standing knee, right?
Let me clarify that. Yeah, let me clarify. So you have stage 1, the sit and the drop. Okay? Sit and the drop. Or here, sit and drop. Stage 2, you're going to go from the seated hip onto flexion of the standing leg. So flex that stage 2. Stage 3, project. Okay, now it depends how much you flex the standing leg. Depends how much the leader is going to also flex the standing leg. But in an ideal world, they should go through the flexion a little bit, because that is going to give us more density together, is going to give us more weight and more grounding and more connection to each other as well. Because if we're going to do a back step and we're going to go straight onto that back leg, we are dissociating the free leg. They don't feel it, and we also don't feel it if they do a front step straight into that free leg. They need to go through that standing leg. Okay, so just to wrap up the stages: stage 1, sitting on the hip; stage 2, projecting. Yeah, okay, so again, and here, sit, then you need to flex the knee and connect the free leg. Yes? If we continue, the next stage is going to be to transfer your weight to the middle. And then the next stage is going to be taking your axis to the back foot and dragging the front leg. Make sense? Good. So how do we connect the step? Because we've done one back step, but how would we connect into the other back step that comes now? So it's very simple. It's a system that works in every cycle. So every step that you transition from one step to the other, this is going to be a mechanism that you can apply every time the same. So when you have your drag, now be careful that you don't collect your leg like this. That you don't collect your leg independent from the standing leg. So you don't want to do this. You see, there's no action of the standing leg here. You want to connect both knees, soften that standing leg. And then you would continue on to the next projection, where the other leg would then extend. Let's do that a little bit faster. So sit and drop, project and transfer, drag. Once you drag, connect both knees, soften both knees, slightly flexion, and extend the free leg with your tilt. Again, so your partner can enter with that front step. From here, you would continue transferring, and then connecting with the next back step. Now, if the stepping is coming to a close, let's say your partner does 2 steps, okay, sometimes they cannot walk very long if it's the milonga is very busy. So what happens, your momentum, their momentum is going to be different. So instead of slowing the step here for continuous back walking, what you're going to receive an impulse to go down, up. And not continuously to the back.